Yo YouTube, so in this video I'm gonna be showing y'all how to do tapestry on a central because I got a lot of requests on how to do it, and I've been saying I was gonna do it. It's just been a lot. So as you can see, I made this beanie. It's a star on it using my central knitting machine. Okay, and it's tapestry. This beanie took me 6 hours to make. With a star, putting the star in it is what took me 6 hours to make, and I'm gonna show y'all how I made the star. Well, how I did the tapestry. Okay, so first, you're going to need to go to stitchfiddle.com. Alright, so when you get here, these are the little settings that you're going to do. Okay, you're going to go to knitting. You're going to click this one. That doesn't matter. Empty chart, your own design. Now, this right here is very important, right? So the central has 48 pins. 48 pins. And a beanie of this length is about 100 rows. But you're gonna put 50, and you're putting 50 because when you make a beanie on the central, you obviously know you fold it, so the other half is not gonna show. So you're gonna do 50, right? Create chart. So this is what you got to work with. Now look, you can also do this. You can also go to Pinterest, type in pixel grid design. Right, and like here you go. Now you could type anything in. Like you could do this, you could do this, as long as it fits in your graph. You could do this, you could do all of these. You just have to. Now there is no way to copy and paste it, but you would need both links up, and you could like make this. For the purpose of this video, I'm not doing this. I'm going to be making a simple triangle for my head today. So, all right. So when you're making this, right, you want to. Like the middle of the graph is like 48, 47, and 46 is like the middle. So you want to start the top of your design here. So I'm just doing a simple triangle for this. So we just gonna do this. Boom, boom, boom. Never mind. We're gonna do like a diamond or something. We're gonna do a different shape. Why did I do that? It's a little hard to draw these. Ugh. I'm gonna be using these two colors, lime and this very bright orange. Oh my gosh! So we're gonna start here. Now, everything else you probably know how to do. You should know how to cast on, right? I don't know how to teach you how to cast on, right? You're gonna start with the white pin up, obviously. Where's that? You gotta make sure your counter is at 0. Make sure your counter is at 0. Cast on. Before you make the design, before you start putting the design in the hat, you're gonna want to do like a few rows. You're gonna want to have like 6 rows at least, right? Just have like 6 rows of just solid color, and then start your design. Not just my recommendation. You don't have to do that if you don't want to though, because the top of the hat is like a little scrunched up at the top. So like you don't want your design to start in that scrunch up, you know. I am on my 6th row now, just all solid color. So this is what we're gonna do. You're gonna click this right here. I like to click this. This is very useful. And then you're just gonna click here. Oh, by the way, one more thing. Before you start, I want you to notice we speak English, so we read left to right. On here, it goes. It's like backwards, right? So just follow it going this way. Follow it going right to left. So I would start at 27 and then going from there. You start with the right and you go to the left. So I'm gonna crank all the way to 27. Yeah. I'm gonna crank to 27. So right at 26, I should be cutting the yarn. I'm gonna cut the yarn. Make sure it is tucked. Make sure that this yarn is tucked behind the last pin, and you drop it. This is how you color change. This is the best way to color change. You don't want to, don't do the other one where you tie it on. Don't do that. It's going to make your stitches kind of look loopy, jumpy. It's going to put gaps in them. Do it this way, trust me. You're going to put it, you're going to make sure it's under that last pin, and then you're going to grab your next color, and you're going to crank the wheel slightly until the next pin is up, and just make sure that this yarn is under that last pin. Just pull it a little bit, and then you're going to put the yarn in the guide and make sure that it's about to get pulled down. So I'm gonna go from 27 and 28. So at 29, I'm going back green. So I'm just cranking for 2 stitches. 1, 2. Where my scissors at? No. Then you would just cut it. You would make sure that it's under that 20. I make sure that it's under that 28th stitch, and then I connect my yarn. I put the new color back in the guide, and I crank it. And that's row 1. That's row 1. So simple. And then you want to turn it a little bit, and then you're just going to tie your strings together. Make them upgrade the screen. You're just going to tie your strings together, pull them, then double knot it. Oh, double tie, you don't got to knot it. Double tie it, pull it, and there you go. Do it for both sides. Pull. There you go. That's row 1. So then you're gonna move on to row 2. In row 2, I'm gonna start at 26. So I'm gonna crank all the way around until I get to 26. Make sure you go slow. Center might drop a stitch. So go slow. Take your time. I'm watching. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. So at 25, that's the last row. That is going to be orange. Yeah, because I mean that's going to be lime green. So at 26, the last row, that's going to be lime green before we switch to orange. I'm gonna cut it. Oh my God, am I stupid? All right, so now that I'm at 20, I'm at 25 because you color change at 26. We're at the stitch right before you color change, because this is important. Make sure you pay attention because everything has to be perfect or it's going to be out of place and it's going to look weird. I'm just going to cut my string. Make sure it goes under 25. Grab my new yarn. Put it in the machine. Put it in the yarn guide. And how many do I got? I got 4 stitches. So from 26 to 29. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4 stitches. So I'm going to just crank this ever so slightly 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now it's under 4 stitches. That's what I meant to say. My bad. So we're at 29. You're gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut it. Make sure that's going under 29's pin. And then because at 30, right? I gotta zoom in. I cannot see. 30 is back to the solid color, so it's back lime green. So from 30 and out, it is going to be lime green. So now I'm at my next row. Color change at 25. So 24 is the last color. So I'm at 24. Cut. Put it on here. we're going to stitch 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows. 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 6. 30 is my last stitch. Cut it at 30. Make sure that it's going to go under that pin, because it has to go under the pin. It has to go under the pin. It has to go under that pin. Okay, it really has to go under that pin, or it's going to drop. What you do not want to happen, I want to tell you, when you're doing this, take your time. What you do not want to happen is you do not want these stitches to drop. Fixing a slip stitch is already hard enough. You don't want your design stitches to slip. So just go super slow and make sure you are tying these strings together. Once you get past them, once you get past, so you see how I'm doing here? Once I get like around here, once this is here, like I've turned the wheel enough, make sure you tie those ends together. Because I got a gap in my hat because I didn't tie my stitches. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but right here, I didn't tie the stitches, and it's a hole in my, it's not a hole, but it's a gap. And I can't do anything but take the hat apart and tie it, but that's way too much to do. So I'm not doing that. So I just want to tell y'all, make sure you tie the ends, make sure you go slow. And if you don't know how to already fix a drop stitch, you need to go even slower, because that's only going to hold you up even more. So that is basically the tutorial, right? I'm doing a super simple shape. So I just wanted to tell y'all that this process is a little tedious. You must pay attention to detail. You cannot watch TV and do this, because you have to be focused on every little bit. You have to get these right every time. Your grid, your grid needs to match up with your centro, okay? And I'm gonna say this too. Once you get to your design shouldn't be more than 50 stitches. Like, it shouldn't be more than like, try not to make your design more than like 45 stitches going down, up and down. Try not to make it too big, right? But once you get to, like, once you finish your design, from there on out, you would just knit the rest of the beanie and get to 100 rows, and then you cast off, and then you sew it together. By that point, you should know how to make a beanie. I'm just showing you how to do the tapestry part. I hope this was clear enough. If this was not helpful enough, just comment down below. I'm gonna make an even more in-depth video with a complicated design. The star design, I don't have it because I refreshed my computer, and I'd have to remake the whole design, which I'm not doing, because that took a little minute to do itself. But yeah, this concludes the tutorial. Hopefully this helped though. If it did not, you can fry me in the comments, and I will get on it, making another video. Until then, like, subscribe.